wife's wishes. So let's see what this one is all about. I, 49M, was married to my wife for 20 years. I lost her in a car accident 8 years ago. Wow, that is really hard. That's really hard. We had 2 beautiful daughters together. Maeve, 18 now, 10 when her mother passed, and Alex, 16 now, 8 when her mother passed. That must be crazy because so much of them, like, I barely remember much before I was 8 years old. I wonder how much they remember of their mother, like really remember. But for him, it's like, now if I look back 8 years ago from today, it's really, I can still like visually remember things. So that's really hard. Anyway, I am very close with my daughters, but they were both definitely mama's girls. My wife was a magnetic woman. She was beautiful, intelligent, kind, and people were drawn to her. An important thing to know about my wife is that she had a passion for writing. She was unfortunately in a profession where she didn't write much, so she did a lot on her own time. One of her favourite things to do was write letters. She wanted people to know that she cared about them. That's lovely, to be honest. That is really nice. It's I was about to say a wholesome one, but like, anyway, after she had each of my daughters, she wrote them a letter. She wrote each within days after their births and wanted to give it to them on their graduation days. She put them in the firebox in our basement to avoid losing or forgetting about them. She wrote the letters with the intention of giving them to our daughters herself 18 years later as a sort of time capsule type of thing. Both letters contained mostly words of wisdom and information about what was going on when they were born. Maeve graduated from high school today, and I went to her room with the letter tonight. I let her cry on my shoulder as she read it, and first she seemed happy to have something directly from her mother. However, after she read it, she turned to me looking surprisingly angry. She asked why I'd waited this long to give it to her. She had so many rough moments and heartbreak in the last 8 years, but all she wanted was her mother's wisdom, and I withheld the letter. I told her I was just doing what her mother had said she wanted, and Maeve shot back that her mother also hadn't planned on being in the accident. Alex had the shouting and came into the room, and Maeve told her about the letter. Now they're both upset and don't want to talk to me. I feel so awful. Sorry about this whole situation. I was raised by my single mother after my dad took his own after my own dad took off. So on one hand, I've always wanted to be the best father I can, and I feel terrible that I withheld something that would have brought them comfort. On the other hand, my wife had very specific instructions about her intentions with the letters, and I just wanted to follow through with that. So now I'm conflicted, and I just want to know, am I the a-hole? I think it's a hard one. I don't think anyone in this situation is an a-hole. I think the letters have brought up a lot of raw emotion. You're not the a-hole for withholding those letters because your wife gave them with very specific instructions to give them on that day. And of course, she wasn't in hospital dying, right? So she couldn't turn around to you and say, I'm guessing. So, I know there was an accident, but I'm assuming it was on the scene type of immediate thing. Because I would imagine that would be something important to her. And she might have said, like, I don't want you to wait anymore. I want you, the letters that I've written, please give them to the children. But at the same time, he doesn't have that information. I think a lot of the time, children, even as old as 18, do not have any idea what it is like being an adult. And I know that sounds like so eye-rolly, but the reason I say that is because they don't necessarily know that adults are not like immune to emotion. There's so often, I know I was like this as a kid, you don't really conceptualise adults as people. I know that sounds so stupid, but like there's like a self-awareness thing, and so for them, you know, that it's their father haven't done this. I don't think they really think for a moment how what they're saying to him will make him, like, at the end of the day, he knew that woman longer than they did. And I know that sounds awful. It's their mother, it's their parent, and that's absolutely the case. But at the same time, you can't deny the fact that, you know, this man spent his life with that person as well. And so it's hard. It's hard for them, for him to really. I can imagine to feel that way. Anyway, I'm kind of digressing here, but my point being that at the same time, they are not in the wrong. They wanted those letters earlier, and maybe they did need them. Maybe that's something you should have done, but that doesn't mean that you're an a-hole for it. You were just trying to, as best as you can, live up to what her mother wanted. Keep one thing that her mother wanted in life to bring her back at a certain time, and be this reminder. I think she's feeling a lot of emotions, and she's lashing out in that moment. I mean, maybe she does mean it. If she means it, she needs to evaluate the situation, and because it's not all, like, it's not just about her. She's not the only one feeling those things, and in reality, if they ask for them, I think at this point you go, okay, then I will give you these letters now if that's what you want. But like, your mother did ask for this to happen on that day, but you are right. She didn't have the chance to tell me. I could only go off of what she had said in life. I can't, and it would feel to me like a disrespect of her memory to deny that, what she had asked for. And maybe one day they will understand, maybe they won't, but at the end of the day, like, you know, it doesn't change the fact that what you did isn't wrong, necessarily. That's my opinion on that. I think they just need time to deal with it. It's probably brought up a lot more grief again. But let's see. Let's see what people are saying. Wait, apparently there's like certain terminology for this. Because someone said not the arsehole and then changed it to NAH. I thought he was going, nah. This is a comment. Basically, yeah, I'll read this comment out. I think it's a pretty good one. Your wife wrote those letters with a specific intent and likely in a specific voice appropriate for the young women. For young women, your elder daughter is now, not the young children, but they were both 8 years ago. There's nothing wrong with honouring her wishes in this matter. It's understandable that your daughters are upset because this tricked up a lot of heavy emotions unexpectedly, because there's no reason to assume that they would have understood or appreciated those letters when they were younger. Exactly. Instead of comfort, any number of emotions could have arisen, as is evident now. There's simply no way you could have known how they would react. You sound like a kind, thoughtful person trying to do his best through terrible circumstances, so cut yourself some slack. Give them a bit of time and space for now. Hopefully they'll come around once they've had time to sit with it all for a bit longer. I agree with that. I think that's perfectly said, really. Yeah, so he's not the arsehole, and I think the NAH is meant to be no arsehole. Like, there is no arsehole. Yeah, so not the arsehole, I guess, is like the indication of like the other side is, but yeah, no arsehole. Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good to know. Not that the story was good, jeez. Yeah, okay, a lot of people are saying the same thing, which is pretty good. It's good to know that there's some humanity. Alright, we're going to move on to the next one, which is, am I the a-hole for not inviting someone for dinner because she made a big deal of how she doesn't eat at home, so people who have cats. Bit of a mouthful title, but here we go. So, a while back I posted a picture to my Instagram stories of my cat sitting next to my counter as I was cooking on his own stall. He was watching. Again, he was next to my counter, not anywhere near the food. He doesn't go on counters, he doesn't go near the food. My friend Rose reposted it with her own caption, a puke-faced emoji, and you can't eat everybody else. Jesus. I ignored it and went about my business. Like, how insufferable can you be? Like, that's someone that you know and you're going to post that to. Jesus. I ignored it and went about my business. She is very much the type of person who just regurgitates whatever popular phrases she sees on social media. Okay, so she is insufferable. Pineapple on pizza equals monsters. Nah, that's right. I'll die on that hill. Raisins and cookies are why I have trust issues. No, I actually quite like raisins and cookies. What is it, like oat and... I can't remember what they're called, like oat and raisin cookies from... What fucking shop is it? I don't remember. Anyway, I'm digressing, but they're pretty good sometimes. I don't trust people who don't like dogs. Okay, interesting. That's probably fair though, in some degrees. Unless someone has a fit up. Why am I not taking on these things? Hot girl walks. guess what that means, but hot girl walk. Is hot girl just a thing that people put in front of it? Is hot girl the new girl boss? Now I sound insufferable. Nah, I'm not being funny. This last one is great, which is the X in the room with us right now. Nah, that's a great one. I'm sorry, you've lost me on that. That's a great one. Anyway, she has other traits that make up for it, but truthfully, I do tend to avoid one-on-one time with her. She doesn't sound like your friend then. About a month ago, I hosted a small get-together to show some. I don't even know what that says. Le Creuset. Cookware I obtained. Getting older is weird. I had a whole little shindig with some home-prepared food. Lots of fun times between pals. I did invite Rose. She found out after folks posted on their Instagram stories and confronted me over it, saying that I was giving high school mean girl vibes. Oh my god. I would just say it's giving pathetic. I told her she made it clear she doesn't eat at the homes of people who have cats, so why would I have invited her to a dinner party? She got defensive and said she could have just come and not eaten anything. I said that in the future maybe she should be more careful about what she says, because to me it was very clear. Rose has continued to tell people I'm giving high school mean girl to nurse pipeline. I'm an accountant, and all that. Am I really the arsehole for not inviting her? Would she have wanted to come? Why would she have wanted to come? Well, she wants to come because she doesn't want to be uninvolved. She's giving me popular high school girl. Like, she needs to get involved in everything, and she needs to be in everyone's business. I know I was like messing about with you talking about the phrases, but like in all seriousness, that girl sounds like insufferable. You're not the AO. If someone chats shit about me online, I wouldn't invite them to a party. Like if I took a photo of someone, like I don't know, if I took a photo of my D&D books and someone went, God, people are fucking nerds, aren't they? If they're like, or like someone reposted it with like little nerd emoji, and then they expected to come round my house, I tell them to fuck off. And if they said it's giving me mean high school boy vibes or mean jock vibes, I don't know, man. I think I'd be fucking gobsmacked. I'd be like, fuck me. Did you ever grow up? Fuck. Jesus fucking Christ. Like, I love talking in memes as the next guy, but like, if you're gonna be serious about, if you're gonna try and have like serious conversation or like use serious criticism by talking in memes or like talking in pop phrases, you need to get a fucking grip. You're not the a-hole, but your friend certainly is. There we go, let's see what people have said. Not the a-hole. My friend Rose. Obviously not the a-hole because your dinner guest list is your decision. But you're not even friends, and she obviously aggravates you. Someone said, are you so desperate for social media followers you won't just block her? That's what you should have done when she reposted your cat photo with the insulting remark. I don't know, like, someone's replied to that saying this is such a Reddit moment take. Even if OP doesn't like Rose, it sounds like Rose and is in OP's group of friends. And yes, blocking someone just because they use terminally online language would cause IRL drama. Yeah, I can't lie. Like, I don't actually agree with that comment. She like reposted and then did like a sick fake. Like, I'm not being funny. Like, if the rest of your friendship group have an issue with that, none of them are your friends. That feels like a chronically online take, being like, oh yeah, but the rest of the group would be like, she's friends with the rest of the group. Like, fuck off. Then the rest of the group are shit. Like, all you're doing is blocking that person, being like, well, yeah, I don't want to see my shit. She reposts it. Like, she insulted me. I'm not gonna keep her on there. You got a problem with that? Fuck off. Like, I'm not being funny, but this person who replied to that needs to grow a fucking backbone. Jeez. If people chat shit to you, fucking drop them. Don't like. And if friends of those friends are not gonna have your back on that, fuck them as well. Fuck them off. Jeez, guys, don't get pushed around by people. My God. All right, here we go. Next next one is, am I the AL for kicking my stepsister out of my birthday trip? Oh, this is going to be heated. So, I, 19F, am the daughter of separated parents, and my father's new wife has a daughter, Sophie, 18F, so they're about the same age. Last year, my friends and I, including my best friend May, 20F, and Debbie, 20F, and 4 other girls decided to go on a trip to celebrate my birthday. My father called me to ask me to take Sophie with us because she felt a little left out, and I accepted it. Even if me and her didn't have a close relationship. The trip was the best one of my life, but I noticed that May was a little down. I asked what was wrong and she said she was fine, just a little tired, so I believed her. Uh-oh, something's going on. When we returned home, we promised that the following year we would repeat the trip if possible, but this year when I started prepping anything, Debbie came to me and showed me prints from a group chat that I was not part of, which had the exact date of the time we were on the trip last year, where Sophie was talking bad about May and calling her names like whale, fat bitch, and other cruel things. For context, May is a fat woman. Okay, that was literally in the post. I spoke to May and she confirmed that during the trip Sophie was completely unpleasant to her, always commenting on her body and her personality for no reason whatsoever. But she didn't say anything as to not ruin the vibe of the trip party. A very hard decision from her, I'll be honest. But like, I don't think it's necessarily the right thing to have done. But at the same time, like, what else could you have done other than feel like you made the situation pretty nasty? That I know I just said about backbone and stuff, but like, man, that was hard. That must have been hard for her. Sorry, anyway, not to ruin the vibe of the trip party and to not create tension between me and my father's side of the family. Wait, what? And my father's side of the family? Not to create tension between me and my father's side of the family. I don't understand how that would be the case. Your stepsister is your stepmother's daughter. After the trip, she ended up forgetting about it completely. I went to my father's house and told Sophie that I knew everything. She turned pale when she saw the prints I had. I basically kicked her out the trip and told her I didn't want to see her again. Now the other girls in the group, apart from Debbie and May, are saying I'm an AR for kicking Sophie out for something so insignificant. And if Sophie doesn't go, neither will they. And I'm the AR for kicking her out. Well, what that sounds to me is like you, Debbie and May, are gonna have a great holiday. This is the exact same situation as the last story. Well, not the exact same, but like similar enough. Drop 'em harder than you would drop, I don't know, what would something you would drop very quickly is the analogy. Get rid of them. Like, do you really need to ask? Do you really need to ask if defending your friend made you the AO? No. Why the fuck do they care about Sophie? Like, they obviously think the same thing, so fuck them. There you go. That's my answer. There's nothing more to say. Like, you don't need all those friends for the sake of having friends. Those people, like, they probably, like, let's be honest, they probably talk shit about you as well. If they talk shit about her, they talk shit about you, and the other two, or the other one. So there you go. Those are the comments. Not the AO. Go with May and Debbie, have a great time. Leave the mean girls behind. They've shown their true colours. Yep. Yeah, it's not insignificant. And the girls who think like that, good riddance. I think you're seeing people's values, and you get to decide if that's what you want around you. Yeah, you should not keep people you do not agree with the values of around you. Let's be honest. Like, I know people always go on, and you know what? There's always one particular. I don't talk politics on this channel simply because there's a lot of it everywhere, and I'm very politically outspoken. Let me make that very clear. And I don't do this because I'm scared of talking about my politics. I don't talk about it because this is a place where I like to make sure that it's like one of a few places where you don't have to worry about having those conversations. Not because I don't want to have them with you, but fuck, I just forgot what I was saying. Alright, I know what it is. There always does seem to be a very specific side that has an issue with people using their politics as a means of deciding whether to be friends with people. But let's be honest, if you think a group of people shouldn't have the right to exist, but I do think a group of people have the right to exist. We can't be friends. That's it. There's nothing else to it. I would not be friends with someone who, you know, thought that way, you know. That's just that. And unfortunately, a lot of contemporary politics in many different fields, unfortunately, has come to a point where one side has started to rise a lot more, and now there is a lot of discourse about people's right to exist, and I always have made my stance on that very, very well known, and if you disagree with that, you know, you're more than welcome to leave. I don't talk about it on here, but that doesn't mean that I don't have positions. So my point on that being that in the sense of politics being within like the cultural discussion and what we deem as acceptable in society, if you don't agree with the values of certain people, you absolutely have the right to break ties with them, and like no one can criticise you for that, because if you think that if you think that it's okay to be fat shaming people like that, then like why would you, or if you don't think it's okay, why would you want to be friends with people that do? Surround yourself with people that you like the values of. Like, some people would argue that that makes you very one-minded, in the sense that you're not surrounding yourself with a diverse group of opinions, but like, there are some opinions that should not exist. You can't disagree with that. Like, come on. If you do, there's a special kind of place in hell for you. So, anyway, I digress. That one got me kicked off. But there we go. If you did enjoy this video, I'd appreciate a like on it. If you are unsubscribed, you should consider subscribing. There's the button down below to press. Consider hitting the notification as well, so you get informed when my videos come out. What else should I tell you about? Well, there are videos otherwise on this channel you can check out over here. Look at them, they're over here, look at them. These ones here, go check them out, and I will see you in whatever video comes next. Take care.